All right, as you guys can probably tell, I have a sore throat, but money doesn't sleep, so I had to make this video. I am currently in a put option. I just bought these put options on any stock. This is going to be a high risk trade. Within this video, I'm going to be explaining to you why I'm short biased on this stock for the short term, but I'm also going to walk you through the long biased, meaning this is going to walk you through on if the stock goes against me, where I plan to cut my losses, and then where there's going to be a great breakout buying opportunity if I were wrong on this first trade. So this is really going to walk you through when to be long biased and when to be short biased on any stock for the short term being. It's going to be a phenomenal video lesson, so make sure you stay to the end. In terms of the put options that I ended up buying just now when this was trading in the 820s, I ended up going with two strikes. I went with the $8 slightly out of money strike, and then I went with the $7, which is a lot more riskier, further out of the money strike, and those expire this Friday. So this is going to be a higher risk trade. With that being said, though, I do believe the odds are in my favor, and I genuinely believe we're going to see a short-term crash, a short-term pullback into tomorrow and Friday. So let's get into the analysis. I'm going to walk you through what needs to happen for the bulls to remain in control of this stock, and I'm also going to walk you through what needs to happen for the bears to remain in control of the stock. It's going to walk you through the key price action analysis on where this stock is heading for the short term. It's going to teach you how to react to specific key price levels. So let's get into it. So today was the day where the bulls really gained some control. This is what I wanted to point out here. You have key resistance trading at, $7.70 to $7.90, right? This key resistance level in the mid 70s, when any stock tends to hit that key resistance level for the short term, it is known for quickly pulling back to the sevens to high fives. With that being said, these past 3 days, so let's just look at the 5-day chart here real quick. So as you can see, that resistance level yesterday attempted to turn into support, and the stock had a breakout and it went into the 830s. However, day after that, it ended up cracking through, turned it into resistance level, and it traded back into the 680s. So in terms of today's price action, today is the day where it actually ended up filling a gap. And you could see there was a gap waiting to fill right here at $8.28. Ever since any stock has filled that gap from today's price action so far, it has clearly reacted as a resistance level, meaning the stock has now filled the gap and it's having a reversal, and it's going to try to start to fill this gap waiting to fill below at $7.03. And you can visually see that can happen as quickly as one day, meaning tomorrow this can drop to, the lower sevens. If you just look right here, it gapped down from, $8.28 all the way down to $6.95. So the price action is nearly identical in terms of this pattern. With that being said, though, the bulls did try to take control once again today. As you can see, we did see, that key resistance level in the 770s. That's a huge downside potential level if that cracks, as I showed you throughout the chart history. It did turn into support, and the stock did break out. It had a breakout towards the previous highs, earlier this week. On Monday, the previous highs at 830s. However, this is what I wanted to point out. If we're looking at this chart, it's trading at its key resistance level. It is failing to turn that key resistance, that key gap fill level into support, which is bearish, and it's on track as of now for history to repeat itself and really start to head back to fill this gap below at sevens. So that's my thoughts, that's my analysis on it. So basically, for the bulls to remain in control and for them to really explode this stock and to see this gap waiting to fill above at 940, for this to go to 940s and for the bulls to really take control, and when that gap is really going to fill from 940, what you need to see is you need to see not only the stock break out past this key resistance level, past this key gap fill level, but once it has its pullback, it needs to turn it into a support level. Once it can turn the 830s into a support level, that is when you're going to see the stock explode up to fill that gap at 940. But with that being said, as of now, it is reacting as a key resistance level. And we know, looking at the chart history, where this can head for the short term being. If it reacts as a key resistance level, we're heading back to fill that gap, waiting to fill below at sevens, right? So in terms of, some positive strength for the bulls, they did manage to turn 770s into support. However, you're now trading at key gap fill resistance level. It's turning it into a resistance level, and history shows this can quickly run back below into the sevens. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on it. And that's why I'm short biased on any stock. So like I said, as long as this remains as a resistance level at 828, it's going to be on track to go to sevens by Friday, low sevens. Now, if this breaks out and turns into a support level, then it's going to be on track to go to $9.40. So as of now, the bears have gained control because that key level is a resistance level. So that's what you need to understand. It's as simple as that. If 828 acts as resistance, it's going to be heading back to low sevens to fill the gap. If 828 breaks out, acts as support, it's going to be heading back to 940 to fill this gap, right? And this is one of the best, shorting opportunities in terms of gap fill reversals because you're sitting at one of the highest gaps waiting to fill above. Your highest one, I believe, is right here at 940. And this is definitely towards the higher up of the channel. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on it. And that's why I ended up buying the put options on any stock and why I'll be holding overnight.